Hello ladies and gentlemen.
Hello, how are you?
This is Bendy, or as his friends call him, Big Bendy, because he's a big old chunky boy. Kinda like my younger self, to be honest. Now Bendy just downloaded CSGO, maybe even CS2 by the time you're watching this video, and a flood of dread overwhelmed him. He sees so many different skins other players have, some of them in the low cents, and some of them costing an arm, a leg, and even a kidney in some cases. Some of them have many different varieties, ranging from factory new all the way to battle scarred. Even in stat track, thus 10 different types of the exact same skin. Some of them only a few different varieties and not even stat track. But why? And why is the price so high? Now Bendy, calm down, grab a bag of popcorn, don't worry, it's a healthy snack, sit back, relax, and let this other fat guy teach you all you need to know about CSGO skins. Now, sadly, I wanted to put in some timestamps in my video so you can, let's say, jump to the float section or the rarity section or where it all started section. But sadly, because I don't have 1,000 subscribers, I can't put in timestamps. It's a feature you only get when you get 1,000 subscribers. So please help me help you by putting in timestamps so I can make your life easier. Thank you so much for your support and hope you enjoyed the video. Now, CSGO skins were released in 2013. With the Arms Deal update, and it was the best decision Valve has ever made, making them hundreds of millions of dollars of revenue every single year. Now, just to give you a rough estimate of what people think the market cap is for CSGO skins, it's over $3.8 billion. That just shows you how much people are willing to spend on pixels on a screen in a game. That is crazy. Now, what is CSGO skins? Well, they are basically weapons with textures on them that can be equipped in game. They are entirely cosmetic, holding no gameplay function. Well, I have a different thought or opinion on this statement. Although they do not technically give you a benefit or they do not make your weapon stronger, etc., I think they definitely affect your gameplay. Or for some people, that is, including me, and I would say most people that I've seen in matchmaking. Let me give you an example. Let's say me and big old Bendy boy is playing a game together. He isn't playing well, he's missing his shots, he's just not feeling it, he's feeling so bad, he's like, I'm trash, I can't hit any shots. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop my Neon Rider AK skin to him with some sick stickers, and he's gonna be like, wow, that's super cool. What that's gonna create is he's gonna play more confidently. He's going to start hitting shots. He's going to start making moves, making plays. This phenomena is called placebo, or the placebo effect. Okay, so what is the placebo effect? I'm quickly going to read you a part of an article published by the Harvard Medical School. Your mind can be a powerful healing tool when given the chance. The idea that your brain can convince your body a fake treatment is the real thing, the so-called placebo effect, and thus stimulate healing has been around for millennia. Now, science has found that under the right circumstances, a placebo can be just as effective as traditional treatments. The placebo effect is more than just positive thinking, believing a treatment or procedure will work. It's about creating stronger connection between the brain and body and how they work together. Now, basically what that means in CSGO terms is that Bendy thinks he's going to play better with the skin, so thus he is going to play better with the skin. It's the so-called mind over matter effect. He's thinking it, so it's manifesting, if that makes sense. Okay, so with my opinion out of the way, let's keep going. How do you acquire a skin in CSGO? Well, there's a few ways. Number one, earn them through random drops by playing in the online community and official servers. Number two, from opening containers such as weapon cases or souvenir packages. I'll talk on that a little bit more later on, and the odds, etc., stuff like that. Number three, trade 10 skins of the same rarity for one of a higher rarity. That's basically trade ups. 4, buying skins from the Steam market and other markets such as Bitskins or Buff or D market. I'll talk a bit more on that also later on. 5, trading with other players. And then weirdly, they didn't include a number 6, which is watching and subscribing to my YouTube channel. That was a nice self-plug, right? Yeah, I just basically give skins away every now and then. So, make sure you are subscribed with notifications on so you can be notified when I upload. Okay, let me quickly explain to you the different quality grades that you get in CSGO, because it will help me explain the odds to you later on. So the worst quality you get is the consumer grade, or the white. Then you get the industrial grade, which is baby blue. You get mil-spec, which is just normal blue. You get restricted, which is purple. Then you get classified, which is pink. Then you get covert, which is red. Then you get rare special items such as gloves and knives, which is gold. And then you get contraband skins, which are basically just discontinued. Okay, let's start off with how you get cases. You get about 2 cases every week by playing the official servers. So that's like matchmaking, casual, unranked, stuff like that. Post-editor Fatcake here. While I was editing this video, Valve just released a new update. Instead of 2 cases a week from just playing like idle time, they made it so you get 1 drop every time you rank up a week. So as you can see at the top, I'm 4,800 XP away from rank 36. So once I hit rank 36, I get 1 case a week, which it's a good and a bad thing. So you don't have those idle bot farms anymore that just grind cases by being AFK. You used to get cases from just playing. So let's say playing 4 hours a week, you get 1, and playing 8 hours, you get 2, just an example. But now you have to rank up to get a case, which is nice. I can like predict when I'm going to get a case drop. So like I'm 4,800 XP away. So I grind it, I get a case. And I know that on Tuesdays or Wednesdays, depending on your time zone, like Tuesday evening, Wednesday morning, the CSGO week resets. Which means I can play all the way up to Monday. And I can get like 4,000 out of the 5,000 XP required. Then Tuesday or Wednesday, depending on the reset time, I would just quickly play 1 match, I rank up, and I get my case for the week. So, now that you know how to get a case, let's keep going. How we open that case is you pay $2.50 for a key, and then a random wheel animation will pop up and you will get a skin. Now the odds are as follows. You have about a 79% of a rare, or that's the blue. You have about a 16% for a purple. You have a 3.2% for a pink. You have a 0.64% for a red, and then you have a staggering 0.26% for a gold. That's about a 1 in 384 chance, and that's just for the normal ones. Now how you get a stat track, and that only applies to weapon cases. They do not apply to souvenirs and stuff like that. I'll talk about them now. Now to get them, you have to have a 1 in 10. So every 1 in 10 skins will be stat track. Now for a gold, that's every 1 in 3,840. You have to open 3,840 cases on average just to get a stat track gold. That's a crazy amount, at costing over $2.50 just for the keys. That's not even the case price, because let's be honest, you're not gonna play 3,840 cases worth of games. There's not enough days in your life for that. Now when we're talking about souvenir packages, it gets even worse. The odds are just atrocious when it comes to these things. Now if you noticed, in the normal cases you don't get a white or a light blue. Those do not appear, which means your odds are actually a lot better. Let me give you the odds for a souvenir package. You have a 80% for the white, a 16% for the light blue, a 3.2% for a dark blue, a 0.64% for the purple, a 0.128 for pink, and a 0.0256% chance for a red. That is 1 in every 3,900 packages. You have to open 3,900 packages on average just to receive a red. And they cost so much for each package. Obviously, they all depend on what you're opening or what year it is, etc. Like now, it costs 55 Rand to open 1. You have to open 3,900 of them. Let's say 4,000. That's over 220,000 Rand. That's well over $10,000 just to get a red. Okay, so now you know the different rarities and the odds of getting said skins. Let's talk about the wear rating or the float. Okay, so what a float basically is just how badly beat up the skin looks. So Factory New is in a very good condition and Battle Scar looks like someone dragged it through the mud. Okay, so most skins have a float between 0 and 1. Factory New being 0.0 all the way to 0.07. Minimal wear being between 0.07 to 0.15. Field tested being 0.15 to 0.37. While worn being between 0.37 to 0.44. And then lastly, Battle Scar being between 0.44 all the way to 1. So that's the biggest range, as you can see. Okay, so some skins have float caps. A popular example is the whiteout. That is the P250 whiteout, the USB whiteout. There's a few of them. They can't be below 0.6, so that's barely Factory New, and they can't be above 0.8, so that's Battle Scarred. Now, gloves is another example. They can't be below 0.06. So that's also just barely Factory New. That's why Factory New gloves are so rare and expensive, because of the odds that I showed you, 1 in 384, and then they have to be Factory New, which is that 0.1%. And most of the time skins get overpaid for the better the float is, so let's say 0.000, you know, a few zeros. But in some cases they actually get overpaid for being an even worse condition. A very nice example I can give you is, let's say, the AWP Desert Hydra. Get a black scope the worse the condition gets, or the scope becomes such a cool color, or well, a lack of color I should say. Another example is the AWP Asimov, or in higher float it's called a Blackimov. Those are actually very popular and they also get some overpay. So it all depends on the skin if a lower or higher condition gets overpay. Okay, so another factor when it comes to CSGO skins is the patterns. Now patterns is a seed between 1 and 1,000, so that's just a random number that the system creates when you open a skin or trade up to a skin. Now some patterns get a lot of overpay. The most popular being the case hardened, so that's the 8K case hardened pattern 661. They get tens of thousands of dollars of overpay. Or CSGO's legendary pattern 387 Karambit case hardened that got a offer for over $1.5 million and the seller rejected it, or he didn't want to sell it for such a low amount, he said. That is crazy that a single skin, just because it has a different pattern, gets millions of dollars of overpay. So know your patterns. Now another good example is one of my favorite skins in CSGO. It was actually the first skin that I owned, and it was an AWP Paw. It's not a very rare skin. It's purple restricted, so it's not difficult to get, but it has some cool Easter eggs and patterns. Like you get golden cat patterns where there's a golden cat on your skin. That's like pattern 41 and 350. Then you get a golden grenade pattern where there's just a grenade and a golden kitty on your gun. That's like pattern 429 and 926 and 954. As you can see, there's quite a lot of them, but I just think this is a very cool and underrated skin in my opinion. I definitely would like to get another one at some point. I have the money, but yeah. And then there's a cool 420 pattern where there's just a cat that looks like he's high, the 420 stoner cat. That's just another cool Easter egg. Okay, so now that you know more or less about floats and patterns, stuff like that, I'll give you a few examples of why certain skins are very, very expensive. I'm only going to use 2 of them, otherwise I'll be sitting here for an hour talking to you about skins. So I'm going to, use one of my favorite skins ever in CSGO, and that's the AWP Gungnir. If I'm ever rich, I want this. If I want my collection completed, I want this skin. This is literally the only skin I want. But okay, let me quickly tell you why this skin is so expensive. Obviously, the first factor is supply in demand. So it doesn't have a lot of supply, which I'll show you now, and the demand is very, very high. This is a awesome looking skin. It's one of the best skins in the game. Okay, so this skin was released in 2019 in the Operation Shattered Web. This was a very, very cool operation. Now, how you got the skin, or initially got like the inputs and stuff, is you would buy stars. Now for every 100 stars you buy, you would only get 3 drops in the Norse collection. That's the collection the Gungnir is in. So you have to buy 100 stars for 3 drops. And like I showed the odds earlier, it's 1 in 3,900. So just to get 1 Gungnir, you should on average be buying this stuff like 1,300 times the stars. So you have to buy, I don't even know the math, like 130,000 stars. Well, let me explain to you how much stars costed, because this is jaw-dropping. They cost $42 for 100 stars. I'll have the screenshot on the screen. So let's say you just want to open 1 Gungnir, right? That's 130,000 stars. 100 of them cost $42. So on average, just to get 1 Gungnir, you would have to spend $54,000. Now obviously you get the Canals collection, you get the St. Mark's, and you get all the other stuff like the cases. But just to show you how rare it is, you have to open $54,000 worth of stars just to get a Gungnir. Let me show you how many of them exist in the world. There exists a total of 3,300 of them in the world. Now you might think, wow, that's actually a lot for a skin that's what, $13,000? Well, it's actually nothing. Let me go to our second skin that I'm going to show you. It's the AWP Dragon Lore. So this is the Dragon Lore, the most famous skin in CSGO history. It's actually cheaper than the Gungnir, believe it or not. Now, why it's expensive is, well, basically the same reason as the Gungnir, supply and demand. The demand's very high and the supply stopped coming in from 2017. This is the non-Souvenir version. The Souvenir stopped dropping in 2018 with the Boston Majors. Now this is the operation that had the last Dragon Lore drops. How this works is you would play the operation, you do the campaign, you can buy stars. You can see here the Cobblestone was one of the 6 collections that you could get a job from. And you'd only get 9 from completing the operation. As you can see here, you'll only get 9, there you see, 9 operation skins, weapon skins. So the odds are very low, as you can see also for Dragon Lore. And now while its prices are lower, not much lower, they're also very expensive, I'll quickly show you. There is a total of 6,500 Dragon Lores in the world. This is non-Souvenir, this is just vanilla Dragon Lores, which it's almost double what Gungnir has. And it's the same price as a Gungnir, so that doesn't really make sense. But you know, it's a very famous skin. The demand's higher than a Gungnir, so you know the supply and demand balances out. Now, when we talk about Souvenir versions, there's only I think like 115 or something like that. Let me show you. Yeah, 115 of them in the world. These things are ridiculously expensive. Now, as I told you, the drop rates are like 1 in 3,900. And in Operation Hydra, there were 6 collections. You only get 9 skins. So you get like on average 1.5 Cobblestone collections. And that means you're not going to get it. Let's be honest. It's not possible. Statistically, like only 1 in 4,000 people would get it. So if you did, you're very lucky. But the player base weren't so high in 2017. Now, buying on the Steam market obviously isn't the best idea because Steam taxes a lot and skins on third-party marketplaces are just so much cheaper. I'm just going to list a few marketplaces that I've personally used and I know are very, very good. The first one is Buff. Now this is a difficult one. I mostly just use it for price checking because it is the biggest market in CSGO. They have the most accurate prices because they have a lot of volume going through them. To get balance on Buff, it's a very big headache. You have to sell your skins on it. You can deposit money directly into Buff. It's a Chinese thing and you need like a Chinese passport or something like that. So it's just not possible for us. You can buy Buff balance from other people, but I don't really recommend it. Just buy a skin on another site and then sell it on Buff. So another site I'm going to show you is Bitskins. I like Bitskins personally. I've used them a lot in the past and good service, you know, the fast response time. And another site I really recommend is D-Market. D-Market's actually a very good site. I bought some of my inputs from my Glock Emerald from them, but I would recommend, I'll just show a few of them on screen. I would recommend just scour through them and buy anything that is like 30 to 40% cheaper than the Steam market. then you can just flip that item on whichever side you want, or on buff, or just keep it as an investment. Just try and avoid the Steam market. It really isn't a lot of bang for your buck. If you have to, go for it, but I recommend third-party sites. Okay, now a final thing I have to mention is stickers. I won't be going into them because they're a whole different video. There's thousands of them out there, and honestly, it's already a 20-minute video, so you know it's kind of long. Plus, those are expert level stuff. It's not for just a normal person, because certain stickers get more overpay for being on a certain skin. If it's like a one-of-one craft, you get like 20 to 30%. Like, it's just a very broad topic, and for a beginner guide, I don't think that's very applicable. So yeah, I just wanted to mention that. Okay, that's basically all you need to know about CSGO skins, or that's the basics. I could have gone even more in depth, but Bendy is already getting tired of all the information. He isn't the smartest guy. I'm sorry, Bendy, but it's true. Next video, I'll tell you all you need to know about CSGO trade-ups and how the odds work. And that's going to be a nice segment for my Glock Emerald series, because I'm going to try and show you the odds of getting an emerald, and it's actually in your favor. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for all the support, and I'll see you in the next one.